On the emerald world of Velara Prime, the air shimmered with iridescent light, bending around towering crystal spires and rivers that pulsed with bioluminescent energy. The planet was the heart of the Karate Empire, ruled by Queen Selara, a being both feared and revered. Her people described her as the Mother of Stars, a title passed down through the queens of her lineage. Selara was not like the frail creatures humans often imagined when they heard the word alien. Her form was regal, slender but towering, clothed in a carapace that gleamed like obsidian glass. Her 6 luminous eyes reflected the spectrum of galaxies, and from her back unfurled delicate, wing-like membranes that shimmered faintly even in darkness. Despite her formidable appearance, she was, at her core, a mother. Her only child, the young Princess Altheiry, had disappeared during an unexpected incursion at the borders of their empire. Pirates from the Vor Dominion, a ruthless syndicate of hybrid mercenaries, had ambushed one of the Karate's research vessels. Selara's daughter, who had accompanied scientists to learn about other species, was taken in the chaos. The Queen had mobilized fleets, interrogated prisoners, and even scoured black markets across the outer rings. But every trail grew cold. Weeks became months, and months became cycles. Her court whispered that perhaps the youngling had perished in the void, or worse, been sold to factions who experimented on alien bloodlines. Though she ruled with the poise of a monarch, in private Selara's spirit withered. Nights were long on Velara Prime, and in those hours she often wandered the echoing halls of her palace, pausing in front of her daughter's chamber. The walls still radiated with the girl's laughter, preserved in crystalline memory stones. Selara would touch the walls and murmur promises to the void. "I will find you, Altheiry. I will not stop searching." But deep down, even she felt her hope crumbling. The middle, a human's mission. Far away, on the industrial planet of Nurok Station, a human named Commander Elias Rains was following his own trail. Rains was a former Earth Alliance officer, known for his persistence and unorthodox methods. After retiring from formal service, he had become a finder, a man who specialized in retrieving what others had lost, whether stolen cargo, missing persons, or hidden artifacts. It was during a clandestine job in Vor territory that he first heard whispers about a living jewel being kept in the Dominion's vaults. The description struck him: an alien child with crystalline skin patterns and glowing veins. The image matched the fragments of data he had once read about the Karate Heir. Curiosity became conviction. Rains did not know the Karate personally, nor had he met their queen, but something about the injustice clawed at him. He remembered the years after Earth's own wars, when children had vanished into slave colonies. He remembered not being able to save them all. This time, he told himself, he would not walk away. His search took him deep into the Dominion's underbelly. Decaying spaceports lit with neon, asteroid fortresses riddled with traps, and research stations where screams echoed down steel corridors. He posed as a trader, bribed mercenaries, and hacked into old Vor databases. At last, in the labyrinthine vaults of the station Dravik 7, he found her. The princess was not chained, but she was trapped inside a containment sphere, a shimmering prison designed to nullify her latent psionic gifts. The Vor were planning to sell her to a client who studied alien physiology for war breeding programs. Breaking her out was no simple matter. Alarms blared. Guards poured into the chamber. Rains fought with everything he had. Plasma burst scorching walls, his pulse rifle nearly overheating. He carried the girl on his back while dodging through collapsing tunnels, her small arms clinging to his shoulders. When they finally reached his ship, the Wanderer's Edge, the child whispered words he couldn't understand. Her voice was melodic, alien, yet filled with gratitude. The journey to Velara Prime. The voyage to Velara Prime was perilous. Vor warships pursued them relentlessly. At times, Rains thought the mission doomed. But the princess possessed strange gifts. When danger loomed, she would place her small hands on the ship's console, and somehow the engines surged beyond their limits. Shields held longer than they should have. Weapons struck with uncanny precision. Rains began to realize she wasn't just royalty. She was a prodigy, carrying within her the symbiotic bond the karate queens passed down. She was attuned not only to her people but to the very fabric of starlight. During the quiet hours, the girl tried to speak to him. Her karate tongue was incomprehensible, but through gestures, drawings on the ship's datapad, and occasional bursts of shared telepathy, Rains began to piece together fragments of her story. She missed her mother. She dreamed of crystalline towers and rivers of light. And though her strength remained, he could see the shadow of trauma in her eyes. After weeks of dodging patrols and nearly burning through every reserve of fuel, the Wanderer's edge pierced the veil of Velara Prime. The reunion, a queen's tears. When Rains requested entry to the karate system, the response was immediate and hostile. The karate were known for their suspicion of outsiders, and humans were not trusted allies. Warships flanked his vessel, demanding surrender. It was only when Althea pressed her hand to the viewport and sent out a radiant pulse of energy that the ships halted. A ripple of recognition passed among the karate commanders. Word traveled fast. The princess had returned. Rains was escorted to the palace under heavy guard. He was prepared for execution or imprisonment, but when the doors opened, he witnessed something no one in the galaxy had ever imagined. The mighty Queen Saylara rushing forward, her luminous wings trembling as she fell to her knees before her child. The queen cradled Althea in her arms, her eyes shimmering with tears that refracted like prisms. For long moments she said nothing. She simply held her daughter, their foreheads touching, their energies blending in waves that pulsed through the chamber. Every courtier present bowed in silence. Then Saylara turned her gaze upon Rains. Her expression was unreadable, equal parts suspicion, curiosity, and profound respect. "You," she said through a translator device, her voice resonant like crystal bells. "You are the one who brought her back." Rains nodded. "I couldn't leave her there. She belongs with you." For the first time in cycles, hope rekindled in Saylara's heart. She dismissed her guards and approached the human. Her towering form cast shadows across him, but her tone softened. "Many came to me with promises. Many sought reward or glory. None succeeded. And yet a human stranger has done what my fleets could not." Rains shook his head. "I didn't do it for reward. I did it because no child deserves to be taken." The ending, a new bond. The reunion of mother and daughter reverberated across the galaxy. The Vor Dominion, humiliated by the escape, withdrew deeper into their territories. Among the karate, songs were sung of the starlight returned, and in those songs, the human who had carried her through fire was mentioned. Saylara invited Rains to remain on Velara Prime as an honored guest. Though he intended to leave quickly,